Well, thanks so much for joining us for Voters Decide. We begin tonight in Denver, where there are 5 measures on the ballot that would raise money for various projects. Vibrant Denver 2A would fund transportation, including bridges and traffic signals.
Bond 2B would fund city parks, including the Park Hill Park and swimming pools. 2C would fund health and human services infrastructure.
2D would provide money to places such as libraries, the Denver Zoo, and the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. And finally, 2E would fund housing and help reduce rents.
It is a lot. We know it is. And your reporter in Denver, Kirsten Roth, has been reporting on this for you for months.
Kirsten, one important note about this bond is that it is not an all-or-nothing deal.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the Vibrant Denver bond is split up into 5 separate measures that don't affect each other, meaning if one fails, the others can still pass. However, these measures are packed full with projects, leaving voters a lot to consider.
The Vibrant Denver bond.
This is not a perfect bond, but it is what we have with $950 million.
It's a series of measures that would fund nearly 60 capital infrastructure projects and could single-handedly change the landscape of the city. The bond is broken up into 5 ballot issues, touching on transportation and mobility, city parks and recreation, health and human services, general city infrastructure and facilities, as well as housing and shelter. Some notable projects include $70 million towards the development of the newly opened Park Hill Park.
Love the idea of a dog park.
Transforming roadways near the site of the proposed new Broncos Stadium. And a new $75 million joint training center for the police, sheriff, and fire departments.
I think it's due, for us to have a facility that's actually specifically built for the purposes of training police, fire, and sheriff.
Although many support these projects, what Mayor Mike Johnston calls an investment, others believe
that's really not an investment, it's an expense.
If all measures are approved, the total cost with interest over time could be closer to $2 billion.
It never makes sense to use government debt and spend twice as much. I love infrastructure, I love parks, who doesn't? But if we don't use debt, we will have twice as much tax money for these parks and this infrastructure.
Jason Bailey leads Citizens for No New Debt. The organization and its supporters believe taking on this new debt will ultimately hurt the city.
Here's the thing, we will have more parks and more roads when we get off debt, and it's just basic math. We need to stop giving the money to the banks.
Now, I have spoken with different organizations such as the Denver Police Department and Denver Parks and Rec, who's overseeing the Park Hill Park development. They tell me even if these measures fail, they'll continue to seek alternative funding options. So in the event a measure doesn't pass, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the road for these projects. Live in Denver, Kirsten Roth covering Colorado First.